What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, the two new upcoming infrastructure slash stimulus packages, as well as what is going on in the world today. If you notice, I have an assistant here helping me with this video. You can see her right down below there is my cat, Lily. Can you see her? She's right over there. It's hard for me to point there. But yeah, that's my cat, Lily. Hopefully she'll be helping us with the show today. We got a lot to talk about. President Biden touts stimulus checks and talks about how wonderful they are. We'll talk about the upcoming stimulus check, Medicare, Social Security, and multiple different things in this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new videos regarding the upcoming round of stimulus checks and stimulus programs, as there is multiple different stimulus provisions that can and will be in this next infrastructure slash stimulus package. The American Families Plan already has multiple different items set to be in there, including stimulus checks for children, an increase of the child tax income credits, which is a monthly stimulus check program that the IRS is set to start in 2 months from now, starting to pay $250 to $300 per month. We're going to go over all the latest details in this video. Don't forget to hit the like button, and let's jump right in. First up, if you haven't filed or haven't received your first or your second stimulus check, the IRS is urging people to file a 2020 tax return where you can claim this money on line 30 of the tax return. You can do this for free by just Googling IRS free file. You can file a free tax return directly on the IRS's website. Or you can do this through some other programs such as TurboTax possibly. But you also can claim a plus-up payment by filing a 2020 tax return. This means if you got a reduced stimulus check or the IRS maybe doesn't know about one of your dependents or you had a new baby in the family, congratulations, you have to tell the IRS about them by filing a 2020 tax return. Then you can actually go back and retroactively claim stimulus checks for them, also known as plus-up stimulus checks. Plus-up stimulus checks apply to multiple different things for multiple different people, but if the IRS owes you money from previous stimulus checks, they could just be sending you out a plus-up stimulus check right now, as they are sending them out. They sent out 2 million total stimulus checks last week from the third stimulus checks, as well as plus-up stimulus checks. And they say they're going to send out another 2 million this week. So if you haven't received your third stimulus check yet, or you're waiting possibly on an old one, a plus-up stimulus check, you just could receive it this week. And yes, they are still sending them out. The White House wants to clarify that a potential tax hike would only affect couples making more than $509,000. President Biden's proposed top income tax bracket of 39.6% would impact single filers with income about $453,000 and married couples with income roughly at $509,000, which is actually only $250,000 per person, a White House official said. President Biden is proposing, as part of the American Families Plan, to raise the top rate to 39.6% from 37%, bringing the rate back to where it was prior to the enactment of former President Donald Trump's tax law. The details about the income thresholds for the 39% tax bracket provide further clarity about how President Biden's pledge to not raise taxpayers making under $400,000 would work. However, for a married filing jointly couple of $509,000, that only means it's $255,000 per person, which is affecting people that make less than $400,000 per person. A White House official says in a statement, quote, consistent with President's campaign's proposal, we are proposing to reverse the tax cut from the top tax bracket by returning that top tax bracket to what it would have been under pre-2017 law before the Trump tax cut. Quote, that applies to less than 1% of Americans, the very top earners. However, any tax cuts any tax increases are actually not going over as well as they would hope in Congress. Some Democrats and virtually all Republicans are against any type of tax increases, especially for individuals. If you take a 39.6% federal tax, then you take a state tax, which could be anywhere from 0 to 13% in California. We'll take the California, for example. You're looking at 39.6%, we'll round to 40, plus 13% for state. You're already at 53% taxes. And then you got Social Security and Medicare taxes and other taxes like sales tax and property tax. And you could be paying well over 60% of what you earn going to the government, which means that you go out and work or whatever, however you make your money, the government would actually be taking more of the money than you earn, even though the government didn't really go out and earn it. But the government would be taking more of the money than the person would get to keep itself. So that is one of the reasons why they're not for tax raises on people. I think we could see the corporate tax rate cut. President Biden yesterday, in his or tax rate increase, President Biden yesterday reiterated something that we've talked about on this channel, that 55 out of the top 500 most wealthiest companies in the United States paid $0 in federal tax in 2020 alone. So they're not paying 50 or 60% taxes like a top individual earner would. They're paying $0 in taxes. And when we're talking about paying your fair share, I mean, paying 60% or more of your income to the government is gouging. I mean, you let me know if the government was taking over 60% of your money. I would consider that gouging. But when we look at top corporations like Amazon and Nike that make billions and billions of dollars, yet pay $0 in federal taxes to the government, and in some cases actually get refunds and rebates to the tune and tax incentives to the tunes of billions of dollars back, the government actually ends up paying these corporations tax dollars instead of taking in a single tax dollar. So yeah, the to say the tax code is completely messed up, many people would consider an understatement. Nonetheless, they're trying to have some tax reforms to help pay for some of these new infrastructure slash stimulus packages. President Joe Biden touted stimulus checks as Americans are asking if there will be a fourth round of stimulus, and many groups and lawmakers actually push for a recurring fourth stimulus check. Here is President Biden touting and saying how effective stimulus checks work.
100 days ago, America's house was on fire. We had to act. And thanks to the extraordinary leadership of Speaker Pelosi, Majority Leader Schumer, and the overwhelming support of the American people, Democrats, Independents, and Republicans, we did act. Together, we passed the American Rescue Plan, one of the most consequential rescue packages in American history. We're already seeing the results. We're already seeing the results. After I promised we'd get 100 million COVID-19 vaccine shots into people's arms in 100 days, we will have provided over 220 million COVID shots in those 100 days. We kept our commitment, Democrats and Republicans, of sending $1,400 rescue checks to 85% of American households. We've already sent more than 160 million checks out the door. It's making a difference. You'll know it when you go home. For many people, it's making all the difference in the world. A single mom in Texas who wrote me, she said she couldn't work, but she said the relief check put food on the table and saved her and her son from eviction from their apartment. A grandmother in Virginia who told me she immediately took her granddaughter to the eye doctor, something she said she put off for months because she didn't have the money. One of the defining images, at least from my perspective in this crisis, has been cars lined up for miles. And not people just barely able to start those cars, nice cars, lined up for miles. waiting for a box of food to be put in their trunk. I don't know about you, but I didn't ever think I'd see that in America. And all of this is through no fault of their own. No fault of their own, these people are in this position. That's why the rescue plan is delivering food and nutrition assistance to millions of Americans facing hunger. And hunger is down sharply already. We're also providing rental assistance. You all know this, but the American people, I want to make sure they understand. Keeping people from being evicted from their homes. Providing loans to small businesses that reopen and keep their employees on the job.
Support continues to grow to have a fourth stimulus check or monthly recurring stimulus checks, as well as Social Security, SSI increases, as well as Medicare increases and expansion in this next infrastructure package. Remember, this is just the starting point of what they want to have in the package. Now the real negotiations will start, and we will see the momentum and the push for these such items. On Twitter, one of the groups called the American Movement Group is pushing, and they say, tonight, join Math Movement and Income Movement for a letter writing party where we will be writing to POTUS and the Vice President, urging them to pass recurring stimulus checks and a permanent expansion of the child tax credit, aka the child stimulus checks that are in addition of $250 to $300 per month. And as I've been saying on this channel also, make your voices heard. Go on Twitter, make a free Twitter account, and tweet these senators, Senator Chuck Schumer, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, AOC, President Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris. Tell them we want these monthly recurring stimulus checks. We want a fourth stimulus check. Tell them we want the Social Security and the SSI and SSDI monthly increases of $200 to $279 per month. Tell them we want the Medicare expansion to include the additional benefits of hearing, vision, dental, and hearing aids, and lower prescription drug prices, and to lower the Medicare age down to age 60 or age 55. All of these are proposals that are on the table right now and are currently being discussed on if they want to include this in this next stimulus package, how they want to include it, how much it'll be for, how much support they can get behind it. So these next upcoming days will actually be the most important time to make your voices heard. Remember, that's exactly how the second stimulus check happened. They added it in at the very last moment. That's exactly how the $10,200 tax-free income break happened for unemployed people for 2020. That meant an extra $1,000 on average in your pocket if you had unemployed income from last year. Those things were added in literally at the very last moment with the $10,200 tax break. Literally the day they passed it in the Senate is when they added that in the package, literally hours before they voted on it. The second stimulus check was added in like the day before they wrote the bill. They then wrote the bill and passed it in the House and the Senate in the next day or two. So things will be and can be added all the way up until literally days or even hours before they end up passing this next stimulus package. As you can see here, Democrats are seeking to push Medicare expansion as part of President Biden's $1.8 trillion American Families Plan, defying the White House. Democrats are pushing to have all of these additional benefits included in this next infrastructure/stimulus package. Quote, Democrats specifically aim to lower the eligibility age for Medicare to either age 55 or age 60, expand the range of health services the entitlement covers, and grant the government new powers to negotiate prescription drug prices. Party lawmakers say their approach could offer new, improved, or cheaper coverage to millions of older Americans nationwide. So let me know your thoughts. These next upcoming days will be the most important as they lay the groundwork for what will be in this next American Families Plan, the stimulus package. So I'll keep you up to date on stimulus checks, the child tax credit stimulus checks, SSI, Social Security increases, the free college that they proposed in this package, as well as free preschool and student loan debt forgiveness. Yeah, there's a lot on the table and probably several other things I didn't even mention there that you already know about on this channel. I'll keep you up to date on all of them. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on any episodes. Remember, we cover different provisions and different packages or programs in different episodes, so don't miss an episode. New videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 8 p.m., and 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on the Amazon FBA platform. I've had dozens of students replace their 9-to-5 income by selling products on Amazon FBA, and I teach them how to do that. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.